This is One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badger and Packer Gary Ellerson, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day, though there was some dispute about that. Wilde and Tausch. Jason Wilde and I had a disagreement, but you can go to Wisconsin On Demand, or it's not that. It's I apologize, ESPN Wisconsin, the app, and you can listen to Wilde and Tausch about 10:30 when I came on as a guest and decide which side you agree with. It was 1989. I'm working in Madison, WTDY Radio. I was doing a morning show, not a sports show. And I opened up the Wisconsin State Journal, and I read on about page 6 that some guy won the World Series of Poker. I don't know that I actually knew what the World Series of Poker was. Maybe I knew a little bit about it. But I know if someone has that paper, it was down in the bottom. And I thought, I'm going to have to get that guy on the radio to talk about it. Somebody in Madison won the World Series of Poker. The only name I remember at the time was the guy Doyle Brunson, who had maybe wanted to come. But anyway, so I get this kid on who'd won the World Series of Poker. I don't know how much he won. And finds out his dad was a professor at Wisconsin, and he had quit school at Wisconsin in order to become a professional poker player, which I didn't even know there was anybody that was a professional poker player. And I said, well, how did your dad take it? And he said he hated it. He was, I think, a professor at Wisconsin. And he said, how is he feeling now? He goes, well, he started to change his attitude a little bit when I bought him a car, like a Mercedes or something, or told me something like that. Like, wow, this is actually a pretty good story. And that person in 1989, who was at that time, I think, about 24-something, is now well-known internationally, Phil Hellmuth, who's won more bracelets in the World Series of Poker, I think, than anybody ever. I haven't followed him that closely. But he was the only person who had competed in the World Series of Poker and made money up until this week. Is Ron on the line yet?
No, he has not called in yet.
Oh, wow. I hope maybe I hope he showed up for all of the times that he had to be in to play poker. But anyway, so I said I actually know a second person, affectionately known on this show till he moved on to other shows, Ron and the Key, who advanced far enough. I believe the cost is $10,000, and I believe he got far enough to like the final 800 or whatever, and made. I think it was paid out $22,500. So I thought, I'm going to have to talk to this guy. Now, there's a second person that I've talked to other than Phil Hellmuth in the, what would that be, 36 years, because I had no interest in talking to anybody who's in the World Series of Poker, because most people didn't even know about it, or I didn't really know them. But now, I have Ron and the Key. Well, given that he is on assignment, we will do Rain Man because we didn't do Rain Man Wednesday. We'll do it today because I was on assignment Wednesday. 1-800-990-3776. Caller number 5 for Rain Man. And our competition runs from the 1st of June, so we've only had a couple, up until the end of December. So it's 6 months. And whoever has the most answers of the 15 questions, 1-800-990-3776. Caller number 5. You automatically win a $25 gift card from Cousin Subs. Even if you get 0. We had an offer a few weeks ago. And if you win the competition, the last 3 winners have been drawing the winner at random because we've had a tie for the most. Then you would win Cousin Subs for a year. 1-800-990-3776. Caller number 5. you will automatically win the $25 gift card and have a chance to win the Cousin Subs for a year, which is worth about $300. Pebble, what is it? Is it? Do we have a leader so far yet? We have 3 or 4. I don't even know where I'm at.
I was out last week, but I think it was Matt and Tosa was 7. I think.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to look. I think that's right. You're never allowed to leave. Let's see. I'll go through it.
Pretty sure it was Matt and Tosa. We
right.
only had one since we announced our winner. That was last week before the 4th of July.
Oh, that's correct.
So,
all right.
So it was Matt and Tosa was 7.
1-800-990-3776, caller number 5. So we have Cousin Subs as a great partner. And then also the other partner that we have for Rain Man and a partner for a long time, Saganiac Planning. I have changed that as well. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. I changed that because I was shortcoming Saganiac Planning because they've been doing it well for over 50 years, which is a major reason why they're so good. You can handle and explain employee benefits and all the intricate parts of that if you've been doing it well for over 50 years. So Saganiac Planning is now, appropriately, a name synonymous with employee benefits, top-notch service, and doing it well for over 50 years. A phone number to remember, Saganiac Planning, all you got to remember is 783-262-783. Roger Maris, 6161.
That number again, 262-783-6161.
We do have a contestant ready, correct?
We do. Peter in West Bend.
Peter in West Bend. Peter, you're on 94.5 ESPN.
Homer, let's do it.
No, first I need your Rain Man resume.
Oh, my resume is I've probably been on 5 times. I'd say my average is about 3.7.
Okay.
Answer is correct.
Wow, then you're average at best. We hope you're entertaining. You do then know the first question is the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question because Saganiac Planning has been such a great supporter of Marquette.
I'm aware.
You ready?
Bet. Let's go.
The first, we have 15 questions in 2 minutes. We don't have to tell Peter the best way to play this game. He knows it all. The first question, again, is the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question. Must be about Marquette. The other 14 questions, they don't have to be about anything in particular. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. He played for Marquette last season. He is on the current Bucks Summer League team.
Pass.
Brewers' Jacob Mizorowski. How tall is he according to Baseball Reference?
6'5".
Incorrect. In what round was he taken in the 2022 baseball draft?
Second round.
Correct. What current Brewer was the 3rd overall pick in the 2019 baseball draft?
Cheerio.
Incorrect. What current player was National College Player of the Year at Cal? He played the same school as Aaron Rodgers.
Cheerio.
Incorrect. What Brewer great was also the 3rd overall pick in the 1973 baseball draft?
Robin Yount.
Correct. What Brewer great was also the 3rd overall pick in the 1977 baseball draft?
Paul Molitor.
Correct. How old is Giannis?
29.
Incorrect. Matt LaFleur's worst regular season record for a season as coach of the Packers?
9-8.
Incorrect. Matt LaFleur's best regular season record as coach of the Packers?
13-3.
Correct. How old is Jordan Love?
26.
Correct. My oldest son with a birthday.
27.
26 is correct. You said it. My oldest son with a birthday today. How old is he? 31, 41, or 51?
51.
Incorrect. Last year he led the NBA 707 free throw attempts.
SGA.
Incorrect. He led the NBA last year most assists and most turnovers.
Pass.
He led the NBA last year 1,010 rebounds. He plays for the Clippers. Good luck.
Pass.
Pass. All right. I think we just ran out of time. 1, 2, 3. I got 5, Pebble.
I have 5 as well.
All right. Peter, you were about the same as the Peter in West Bend in the past. We'll see if is Pebble capable of getting everyone that you missed, other than maybe one. Let's see. He played for Marquette last season. He is on the current Bucks Summer League team.
David Joplin?
That is correct. Jacob Mizorowski, Smoke, as I call him. How tall is he according to Baseball Reference?
6'7", I believe?
Correct. And he was taken in the second round.
Trevor McGill is like 6'8", I think.
Correct. What current Brewer was the third overall pick in the 2019 baseball draft?
They just got him from the Chicago White Sox a little bit ago, Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn. People should learn more about him. What current player was National Baseball College Player of the Year in 2018 at Cal, the same school Rogers went to? I'll help you.
No clue.
Same guy.
Andrew Vaughn?
Andrew Vaughn. That's why he was taken so highly in the 2019 draft. Yes, Andrew Vaughn, third overall pick. Robin Yount, third overall pick. Paul Molitor, third overall pick. Giannis is how old, Pebble?
30.
Tell him. 30. Matt LaFleur's worst record.
8-9.
Correct. Matt LaFleur's best record, you got it,
13-3.
13-3. Bit of a trick because he's also been 13-4. How old is Jordan Love? Correct, 26. My oldest son with a birthday today, how old is he? 31, 41, or 51?
31?
Incorrect, 41. Last year, he led the NBA 707 free throw attempts.
Giannis?
Is correct. He led the NBA last year, most assists and most turnovers.
Tyrese Halliburton?
Trae Young. That was a hard question. And now, you'll probably get it. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. He led the NBA last year, 1,010 rebounds. He plays for the LA Clippers.
Yeah, his name's like Ivan, ends with a Z.
Ivica
Yeah.
Zubac.
Yeah.
Zubac. I was going to give you 2 points if you got that right. That's why I threw in that he played for the Clippers. All right, Peter, you got 5. You're not the leader. I would say that, I don't know, based on your past, you're probably reasonably happy, though. Were there some you feel that you should have gotten right?
I'm more early 90s, late 80s NBA as opposed to current. That would have been better for me, Homer. But I am headed to Washington County to go hit some balls on the range, and that's going to make me even more happy than my 5 points.
Yeah, nice golf course. I hope it's not windy. That course can be very difficult if it's windy. I don't know how, just between anybody who doesn't play golf, there's no way to explain how they got that. Whoever did that course is like some famous golf architect. I don't know how they got him to do the Washington County course, but you can look it up. Arthur Hill.
It's got to be one of the best muni courses ever.
Yes, and yes. So just remember the story of Andrew Vaughn if he plays well for the Brewers. And he was reasonable the first 2 years for the White Sox. This year he was hitting like he was a pitcher. And so they gave up on him.
He's going to make Cal more famous than Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. You can take that back, Peter. There is absolutely
right.
He may be a more surprising star, but, yeah, people need to look him up and realize how incredibly high on the food chain. You're the third overall pick in the baseball draft. The assumption is that you're going to be at least very good. So, thanks. Go hit some golf balls, Peter.
Thanks, Homer.
Rain Man 7 is still the best. Oh, by the way, Wednesday is usually Tim Van Voren, and Tim Van Voren is going to be on the show as well. What time?
Same time as he is on Wednesdays, 5:45 or so.
5:45. Oh. Ron in the key on assignment. We'll see if he's no longer on assignment. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Northbound on 4394, right past the Mitchell interchange. We got the left shoulder blocked with a crash. So that's backing things up all the way to the airport spur. We've also got a crash on 94 eastbound, right about at Calhoun. The left shoulder is blocked now with the crash there. And then on westbound 94 at Moreland Road, we've got another left shoulder accident causing some delays through those areas. Otherwise, 94 eastbound slowing down from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to about 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden this summer. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy with a low of 70. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy, warm and humid, scattered showers and thunderstorms, possible a high of 84. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazga on 94.5 ESPN.
You really want a summer of entertainment?
My job to win a World Series is my job to provide a summer of entertainment.
Be careful what you wish for.
Struck him out looking. Ball game over. It's a grand slam. Dives. He caught it. Struck him out looking. Oh, my goodness. Christian Yelich. Mizorowski. Sal Freeland. Trevor McGill.
Everything Brew Crew lives right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
The Big Slide, barns and barns of animals, and all that food on a stick. State Fair is one of the biggest events of the summer, and we'd like to send you there. Compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Purchase any one case 30-pack cans of Miller High Life or any one 12-pack Leinenkugel craft beer and receive one free State Fair ticket, all while supplies last. But don't delay. Tickets go quickly. And I know you don't want to miss the bacon-wrapped bacon. Visit us today at 51st and Oklahoma in Milwaukee and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Discount Liquor, voted best liquor store in Milwaukee again. See us this week for your free Wisconsin State Fair ticket.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
And visit us online at discountliquorinc.com.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
Let your car shine without spending a dime. Tsunami Express Car Wash is Milwaukee's fan-favorite car wash for a next-level clean. And right now, your first wash is free when you sign up online. That's our $25 top wash, packed with gloss, protection, and free bonus perks like vacuums and mat cleaners. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, New Berlin, and Mount Pleasant, it's easier than ever to get a winning wash with Milwaukee's favorite car wash team. Get your first free wash today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
In the history of the Homer radio shows, only two people who have participated in cash in the World Series of Poker have been on this show. 1989, Phil Hellmuth. I had no idea who he was. And now, Ron in the Key. Phil Hellmuth won the event. At the time, I think he was one of the youngest ever, like 22 or 24. He had quit school at Wisconsin. His dad was a professor. Thought he had lost his kid when he said he was going to be a professional poker player. And the rest is history. I'm guessing they've listed, if we looked it up, that he's earned $50 million, probably, as now a poker legend or savant. Ron in the Key, I don't know how much he's made, but he joins the program because he cashed, and I know him, and I've never known anybody who cashed. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you. Lifelong aspiration, dream, great experience. Yeah, it would have been nice to have retire life-changing money, but it was a nice score. Biggest I've ever had.
All right, let's get to the beginning. How many years have you competed in the World Series of Poker?
Only twice. In the main event, only twice.
All right, there are, for people who don't know, there are all kinds of other events, right? But you can still win a bracelet, but this is the one that the average person knows about, correct?
Yeah, this is right. This is the one that you see in rounders where Johnny Chan wins. It's the one Helmuth is famous for. It's the one we all used to watch.
Johnny Chen, by the way, kicked Helmuth out the year before he won it. He finished like 8th or something. Anyway, it's more than anybody needs to know.
So even the pros, this is still like it's the one that's got all the lore, if you will.
How many people are in it?
I actually lost a bet to a buddy who also cashed this year for $100 because I thought we were going to set the record for the third year in a row. Was just under 10,000.
All right, 10,000 people all putting in $10,000, right?
Correct.
Okay. So now,
first place is $10 million.
They told you that ahead of time?
Basically, as soon as the final entry, like late registration, is over, then they do all the calculation. They had an app this year. It was actually really great. This one, you know what first place is. They want it to be 10 million so that they can advertise. So
you benefited that there were so many people because more people in it, then you got more for whatever you finished, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But you got to go. I mean, you got to fight farther. Like I had to go a few hours into day 4. And you play from noon to midnight each day with some breaks. And I had to make it into day 4 before you won even $1.
Whoa. All right, let's go. Let's start at the beginning. So now what do they give you amount of money in chips when you start?
Well, you start with 60,000 in chips, and what the average person would know is the ante, which is like the big blind. It's really small. The reason why this tournament is so good is because you can be so patient. Have to put your chips in early because the amount of money or amount of chips you're forced to put in is so small relevant to the amount you have. And because this is all the lore, you still have rich people that just want to play the main event where $10,000 doesn't mean as much or anything to them. So in the beginning, when there's 10,000 people, there's a bunch of just guys that are about as good, guys or gals that are about as good as the people you play with, like in your, hey, let's play poker on Friday together at so-and-so's basement. And the pros are all in there. By day 2, by day 3, I consider myself a good poker player. This was a nice confidence builder to kind of reaffirm my belief. It's like saying Ben, I'm not even as equivalent to Ben, but like Ben, a good basketball player versus Giannis is a good basketball player. Okay. When you get to day 3 or 4, I knew I was, if not the worst person at the table, close to the worst person.
Wait a minute. How do you know? Isn't it all about who the cards that you get and what to do with them and all percentages and numbers? No.
So the true family I happen to know is a bunch of smart people, right? So I'm guessing at least some of them are good at chess or have played chess. But like chess now, you can run simulations and like you can actually like the computer can play the game. Poker heads up has been solved by a computer. This is more complicated, but like, yeah, there's people that study like night and day simulations, exactly what bet size is. That's not what I do. And those people are going to be better than me in the long run. The beauty of poker is it doesn't just come down to skill. Skill's going to help you if me and, Daniel Negreanu play a million hands together, he's going to win.
Yeah.
But I still have a chance because if I just get the better distribution, if I just keep on getting aces, I win.
Yeah, but you need to count on him to maybe be stupid at some point. He's not going to help out by doing that. All right, Ron in the key again. He cashed out, put in 10. I think I'm right. You got $22.50 left, so you won $12,500.
That is accurate.
And you
minus a little bit because I had buddies that wanted a little piece of me for the
okay, but that's what. And then there were 10,000 starters, right? 10,000 people that competed.
Yeah, just under, yeah.
And then you finished number
858. There was 9,735, and I finished 858.
You whooped 8,900.
I did. It felt good. Just to give you an idea of how top-heavy the money is, I just saw on Twitter one of the female pros that I played with on day two. She just got knocked out, like literally minutes ago. So like 2 days after me, and she only won $70,000, $60,000 profit.
Wow.
Now again, $60,000 is a great amount of money, but she made it to like 150th.
So
like,
as
the
you're
money
saying,
is, the life-changing money is
what do you have to get?
so very much just at the
Top
end.
50?
I think I looked top 30. You really start having life-changing money, and everybody that makes the final 9 is a millionaire.
Again, this is Ron the
gets
Key.
$1 million.
Everybody knows he's on every show. He used to come on my show, and now he's moved on to other things, which is fine.
First show, R.I.P. Steve. First call I ever made, just to give people how sad and how long I've been calling into GKB stations. First call I made was on the game with Bill Johnson and Steve Haywood, and it was the day of the Sam Cassell trade, which I was for.
It's a good choice. It was a good trade for the Bucks. Yes, and you
as a wise man I said, I remember it like it was yesterday.
And so, give me the best hand you had. How much? All right, the largest number of chips that you had.
Because I peaked at just under 500,000 in chips on day 4, and then I started to just run card dead, which means I did stop getting hands, which was not the greatest time, but I had already made it to the money. Best hand without people getting into like poker. People don't care about, even poker players don't like to hear other poker players talk about hands. But I had lost 25% of my chips, a fourth of my chips already on day 1. I was trying to be patient, and then I kind of played tricky with queens, and I got a guy to bluff at me with just ace high, which put me well over starting stack again. And from there, I just kept on going. And I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit of luck. If you don't get cards, there are many players that are way better than me that got knocked out early. It doesn't just where you finish doesn't necessarily equal how good you are.
What was the most unlucky situation?
It wasn't the most unlucky, but like I was never ever at risk, literally until the final hand. I never was all in for my tournament life ever until the final hand, which was what poker players call it.
You went all
Coin flip,
in, and how much did you put in?
It was over like 130, 140,000, but more importantly, it was only like 10 times the forced bet. So eventually I was going to have to go, or I'd have nothing left, and they could call me with anything.
And they know that.
And I went with so I went with ace jack suited. I got called by a pair of 10s, which in the poker world is basically like flipping a coin. He called heads and won heads. That's basically it. You got to win those in a poker tournament.
So what did he win with? Did he win with the pair of 10s, and neither of you
had
anything?
10s. Yeah. Neither of us hit any. I had 5 different cards to hit an ace or a jack.
Jack, yes.
I didn't.
In that situation, you would do it again.
I didn't feel bad really about the play at all. And
the
even though I got knocked out.
Yeah. And the 10s that you went against was not that unlucky.
Yeah, no, you should call. That's just that. Yeah, no. He had chips. It's just a hand of poker. I got to fulfill a lifelong gambling dream, and I won money. So cool. Wife probably will not care if I go again next year.
Yeah, but you can say you've been on a radio show where they've had only 2 people that cashed out in the World Series of Poker: Phil Hellmuth and you.
Yeah. One of us is really, really good at poker, and the other one has talked to you more often. So
what? So I mean, I never thought I would be really good at it, but when I started doing it, I thought I can't do this. It's too boring. It takes forever. The patience, I guess maybe this is a tip for people that want to play Texas Hold'em. Unless you're really rich, you have to understand it requires patience, the likes of which, I don't know, maybe you can explain it.
I mean, like I said, I played for, I prefer cash game poker because you've met me. People here on the radio station, unfortunately for them, have heard me. I like to talk. That's way more of a cash game thing, like where you're just playing with real cash on the table versus tournament. In tournament, a lot of times you have to be patient, which is not my natural game. But I knew in this, I mean, you could play for 3 straight days and not win any money.
Who's the best cash game poker player in the world?
That's hard. I'm not the right guy to ask. I can tell you the best tournament the best tournament player in Wisconsin is a guy by Josh Ricard. I'll screw up Josh's name. He's a friend. He's a friend of friends of mine. Day one, I finished with 200,000 in chips, which out of the 5,000 people in my day, I was 75th. And I was feeling really good about myself. Met a couple other Potawatomi players. We had a beer, and I got introduced to Josh. Josh had just took third in the Millionaire Maker for 700,000, which isn't even his biggest score. So that alone was kind of like a humbling perspective. Like, I haven't done anything yet. This guy's the goat around here, but I won. It was a great deal for me, and I appreciate you letting me talk about a life experience on your show.
Well,
you have been kind enough to try to get. You've been trying to get me there
through Camp One
Homer
Step.
Doesn't like people saying nice stuff about him.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do it because it's helping Camp One Step, and 1 year you got very, very unlucky, or you would have made it, and you didn't this year. And yes, you'll have the opportunity to do it again next year for Camp One Step. So do whatever training is necessary. I've said to people that they need to understand that gambling is hard. And the best chance you have gambling is to play against other humans because they might screw up.
Yeah, without going at any partners of the station, yes, I would say it's good. It's good to try to at a poker table. I don't got to be faster than everybody. Like in a race, you got to be faster than everybody. At a poker table, I don't got to beat everybody. I just have to beat a couple people, and I don't have to beat the house.
And I'm very supportive of gambling, so it's not like I don't want people to do it. And there's a lot of ways you can do it, and you have fun. But it's tough. I said it's like you have to understand. It's like playing horse against LeBron James or something. It's not set up for you to win easily, but you can, as you've probably done. You can sometimes maybe find people that aren't real smart, and in Texas Hold'em, they can be nice to give you the money. Right?
Or just any amount of money doesn't necessarily mean something to somebody. Like $2,000 doesn't mean something to everybody. So
the richest
that's
people,
always a nice thing.
The richest people can be the best to play against because there's a limit on the cash table, right? Or not?
And on some it's you can buy in for whatever, but on most. And so some are the reason why they got rich is because they do value the money. So even though they could probably afford to be playing for tens of thousands, they choose to play for a few hundred, which is great because then it doesn't mean anything to them and it does to me.
Ron and the Key, who cashed in the World Series of Poker, only the second person I've ever interviewed to do that. And your last comment for those. And again, I did this for my interest, and if some people listening say, what are you talking? This one was for me. So as a listener to the show, yes, you can blame me if you don't care about poker. But what would you tell somebody that it's like? It was really popular for a while. Maybe it's still as popular. It's on TV, but you've lived it. What if you get 30 or 60 seconds to tell people about what I would say Texas Hold'em poker, that poker? What would you use the 60 seconds to tell them?
Sure. There's two things I would say. One, broader, if you can afford to do something that you want to do that's been a bucket list, find a way to do it because I'm so happy that I did. Two, the unique thing about the World Series of Poker main event, or even a lot of those different poker events, which they'll market, but it's true, you can't pay $1,000 or $10,000 to go hoop with Giannis or LeBron or golf with Tiger or play tennis with Djokovic, whatever. But you can play $10,000 or even $1,000. They're playing in the other events, and you can sit next to Daniel Negreanu or Phil Hellmuth or these guys. Like it's very unique in that aspect. So I actually didn't play with anybody that was really super notable that the average person would know, but like a poker player would know. But there is that. They're walking by. You're walking by everybody you see play poker on TV, and it's kind of surreal.
I played him in tennis. Does Vince Van Patten play in the World Series of Poker?
He has. I mean, he has.
Yeah.
He's affiliated with the. He was for a long time was affiliated with the other brand, the World Poker Tour. He was one of the, but he has. But like, there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those guys. Sometimes there's professional basketball players. What's his face? The actor, the other actor in A Few Good Men was like 2 feet away from me. I saw him get knocked out. anyways, the other attorney in A Few Good Men, I forget what his name is, Pollock, that guy.
Yeah, people enjoy it. Well, till next time when you, I would say you'll cash in larger at some point.
I don't know. There's plenty of players better than me that have never made it that far, but I'm sure I'll play it again.
How is a poker player better than someone else? They just understand people, or what?
They know the math better. They know if you made this bet from that spot,
they remember everything. They're like Rogers. They remember every kind of situation.
They know what they're just way better at. You bet this at this point, then you bet this. So now I narrowed the hands that you have. I can tell you're strong. I can tell you're weak. Just a bunch of stuff.
Wow.
Which is fine. More power to them. But yeah, there is skill in there's gambling, there's luck, but there's definitely skill in poker.
And again,
congratulations. I have just enough above.
Right. And what I've said about anything else, you own this forever. I believe most people in sports or whatever, what they need is a moment. Everybody needs to get a moment. You're not a star, but if you just get a moment or a couple moments, that's forever. They can't ever take it away from you.
They cannot. I appreciate it, Homer.
You bet.
Have a good day, man.
You bet. Thanks. Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We've still got some backups out there right now. We've got, first of all, westbound 94 at Moreland Road. The left shoulder is blocked with a crash. Backups stretching all the way back to Highway 100. And then beyond that, eastbound 94, just about at Calhoun, has the crash on the left shoulder as well. And those delays stretch all the way back to Highway 164. Problems on 41 southbound, another crash right about at Hampton. The right lane's blocked, so delays are coming in from well before Appleton Avenue. Northbound is backing up from just before Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy otherwise, low of 70. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, warm and humid, scattered showers and storms possible, high of 84. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wrap up the first half of the season with the Brewers as they take on the Nationals July 11th through the 13th. Kick the weekend off with the Crew's annual celebration of black culture at the Negro Leagues tribute game on Friday the 11th. Then, your next can't-miss giveaway arrives on Saturday the 12th when the first 25,000 fans will get a 90s throwback jersey presented by CBS 58. Grab your seats at Brewers.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Workplace stress is now a leading cause of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce feeling it more than ever. You can't escape work, but you can take small steps to take care of yourself. A walk, some sun, a favorite song, and therapy. Ongoing support to build resilience for whatever your day throws at you. Balance is tough, but getting help shouldn't be. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
Hi, Mitzi. What's the news from Kessler's and Brookfield?
Everything's smooth like butter. We're all just marching to the beat of the big bass drum.
That sounds like fun.
Your email said you wanted to talk about 32 things. What are they?
The 32 things are rare and special engagement rings.
Tell me more.
Each one of these amazing rings is just waiting for someone to choose the center stone.
What about the side stones?
All the side stones are Kessler 81s.
81 windows exploding with light instead of just 57 windows that are modestly glowing like most other diamonds.
We have 16 rings in 18 karat gold and 16 rings in platinum.
All they need is a center diamond?
Yeah, and our prices on natural center diamonds and created center diamonds are incredibly low right now.
Each store has a beautiful assortment of these rings?
Yes, and they're priced from just $900 up to $3,900.
Good job. Keep marching to the beat of that big bass drum, Mitzi.
I'm excited.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
My thanks to Ron and the Key. Congratulations. He will cash in again in the World Series of Poker. I just don't know when. Fisco Auto Body. I know they're good today. Tomorrow they'll be good forever as long as they keep doing it the same way. Fisco Auto Body in Forest Home in Franklin. You got your auto body place forever. Your kids have their auto body place forever. It's a family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. So imagine, still in the family. They're still doing the work. Which means imagine how good they are because imagine how early they started doing it. That's one of the reasons Fisco Auto Body is so good. You'll like them, and eventually you'll thank me. Yes, it helps my reputation. Fisco Auto Body. Expert workmanship for the life of your vehicle. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. So you remember the name. Tim Van Vorn coming up soon. You can put all your questions. If you want the questions on YouTube and or the Carbless Talking text line, 1-800-990-3776. You can ask Tim Van Vorn any question, but usually we focus on the Green Bay Packers. We have our discount liquor Twitter poll question. Maybe I will ask TVV for his vote on that. And that is, I'm stating, I think it's the first time I stated it on this show. I did state with Jason Wilde that the Brewers would not make the playoffs. Then I saw smoke, or the Miz, as they call him, pitch. I said, no, they're making the playoffs. I say if Woody and the Miz remain outstanding for the season, then the Brewers can win the World Series. Agree or disagree? I say yes, they can. But the key is Woodruff has to stay healthy, and Miz has to continue to be as good as he's been. Or, not get hurt or whatever. Because there's a certain limit of numbers of innings that he can pitch given how young he is. So any discussion of the Brewers making a trade to get better with their hitting, they will do it. The issue is they're not going to do it right now. They're going to wait as long as they can to make sure that they have even as much confidence in Woody and Miz as they do now. There's no guarantee Woodruff will stay healthy. He's coming back. They both look great, but if I were the Brewers, and they're very smart, and I think that they know how good they can be with this pitching staff. That's how you can win in the playoffs. You don't have to score many runs. And in the shorter series, they have so many good starters, they wouldn't even have to use them all as starters. They might be able to use one in the ball. Anyway, they know how good they can be. They can beat any team in baseball if Smoke, as I call him, Miz, everybody else does, and Woody can remain at the levels they are now. They didn't necessarily have to pitch as well, but the team has to see that they're still healthy, that Woody's healthy in another month or so, or up until the very end when you can make a deal, or even when you have to make it through waivers or whatever. They need to get as much information as possible because it would be terrible if you made the move and then you need both of them to be special as they've been, or nearly as special as they've been, to be that confident that you can win the World Series. There's no way, even when you add a player, that you're going to be as talented as the Dodgers. You're not going to be as good. Whatever you do, the Dodgers are still going to be better, except for the possibility of how phenomenal your pitching could be. So we'll ask that question to TVV and then also talk to them about the Brewers. Dr. Aaron Holterbeck and his team make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. I went there, and he told me about how they've been doing it well for 20 years, and that they have a very high standard. I said, that's great. I'll tell everybody about it. He says, well, Actually, but it hasn't been good enough. I said, what do you mean it hasn't been good? Yeah, we got to get better. They've been helping local patients with their eye care needs. He says, we're going to get better because we're adding Dr. Nausheen Abbas to join the team. They're accepting new patients, and they now are even better at taking care of all the possible vision care issues at whatever the age, at whatever the condition. Good. We can get even better, and they have. Don't mess with your vision. Trust the experts from Holterbeck Eye Center in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holterbeck.com. Again, now accepting new patients. And I know the biz. That doesn't happen very often. Tim Van Voren next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
The reality is they were going to be paying him and probably not getting the best of him.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
This strikes me as a team that is putting its money where its mouth is when it comes to, we want Giannis to believe that we are busting our tails to be a contender and make him want to stay here. This makes me think John Horst is a pretty smart guy.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, that's all.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
So Kirk Cousins said that he felt misled by the Atlanta Falcons, and if he had had information about what they were going to do in the NFL draft, he might not have signed with the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not making this up. He is still bothered that they took Michael Penix Jr., the number 8 pick in the draft last year when it came to the Atlanta Falcons. In an episode of the Netflix series Quarterback, which premiered earlier this week, he said, and I quote, "Certainly, if I had that information around free agency, it certainly would have affected my decision. I had no reason to leave Minnesota with how much we loved it there if both teams are going to be drafting a quarterback high. But I've also learned in 12 years in this league that you're not entitled to anything. It's all about being able to earn your spot and prove yourself," end quote. Why would you put both of those things in that kind of statement, your Kirk Cousins, by saying that you felt misled and that if you had that kind of information, yada, yada, yada? If you are a guy that has enough game and enough name, you don't worry about somebody else being drafted. You handle your business. He didn't handle it, and it sounds like plenty of excuses why it didn't go well for Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. In 60 seconds, sadness at Wimbledon.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22 pellet grill and smoker, now on special buy for $389, was $549. Smoke a rack of ribs or bake an apple pie. This grill is versatile enough to do it all. This summer, no matter how you like your steaks, your barbecues are guaranteed to be well done. Celebrate 4th of July with fast free delivery on select grills right now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Poor Grigor Dimitrov, the tennis player that had another less than stellar time at a major. 5th straight major that he has had an injury that has knocked him out of that tournament. It doesn't matter if it's been Wimbledon, U.S. Open, Australian Open, French Open. The last 5 majors that he's been a part of, an injury has forced him to leave that tournament early. But yesterday was really, really heartbreaking. I mean, he was kicking Jannik Sinner's butt, the number 1 player in the world, having a 2-0 lead. And then a pec injury happened after the 4th game of the 3rd set, and he had to retire in tears. So many people feeling awful with Grigor Dimitrov, a guy who has had so much talent, but something always seems to keep him from winning a major. But this was so cruel from the tennis gods. At a certain point, you heard that that'll be the opposite of Grigor Dimitrov, and he'll get to win that major. Lord knows he's gone through enough heartbreak to last a lifetime. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman of ESPN Radio's Freddie and Harry.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The 3 most important letters in sports. better than those.
TVV.
It's Fox 6 Sports Director Tim Van Voren on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Three-time Wisconsin Sportscaster of the Year, Hall of Fame wingman, and other awards that he hasn't told us about, and I haven't figured out what they are yet, but I might. Three-time Wisconsin Sportscaster of the Year is good enough. TVV, good evening. You ready to roll?
Homer, more than ready.
All right. Tell me what you know about The Miz. The Miz is bigger than the Green Bay Packers. Not for the whole year, but right now. Anything you can tell us. What he likes for breakfast. Does he, when you were close to him, does he look like he's 10, 12, 15? Take it away, TVV.
Yeah, looks about 20 when you talk to him. A little bit bashful in personal interactions, but obviously confident on the field and, confident in his abilities. I don't know if he was exactly that when he first came up, but boy, wouldn't you grow that way after the start he's had to the major leagues? I was talking with him one day just in the dugout. I said, well, who's the star alum from Crowder College? He said, well, that's Aaron Ashby, of course. So, Brewers have two pitchers from that college in junior college, and Ashby right now on the paternity list, but Mizorowski was deferential to Ashby on that. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. There's anticipation in baseball because you can see that matchup coming or what day that guy's going to pitch, and when it builds up and then answers the build up, man, that's something special.
I want you to inform us what days it's expected that he'll pitch the rest of the season if you can, because those are the biggest games of the Brewers.
So in other words, like instead of a magic number on the news, we should just have 3 days until Miz's next start, something like that.
Yes,
maybe.
There's nothing as big as that, right?
I kind of like that. Obviously, All-Star break here coming up after
When's he
this weekend.
pitching
He's
next?
not going to pitch. Well, so how's it going to line up? Peralta's going to pitch Sunday, and they really like Peralta on his regular rest. Okay. So you figure he's going to come back again, start the rotation over, so you can track it after that. He would make the start after Peralta's next start, I would assume, correct?
No, I'm not assuming anything. I'm asking you, and then I want you to ask the Brewers for them to put out a release right now. Expected starts for Miz the rest of the season.
They might. They've done a very nice job of kind of tapping into the just growing enthusiasm for this guy, and they have put the information out for people to be proactive.
Yes.
So you know what, Homer, I will let you know that I will do that on Fox 6. Packers are coming up, so I'll be in Green Bay quite a bit with training camp starting there on the 23rd. But when I am around in Milwaukee, I will do a Miz countdown if I can.
Yes, and I understand there's limits to it, and the Brewers could say, well, we don't know or whatever. But, yes, the most important games the rest of the season for the Brewers, for a fan, is every game he pitches.
So where are you if you were to rank – not rank, I guess. That's not really the right word. But what's your rotation for the Brewers? Who's your ace? Who's your two? Who's your three?
If he's healthy, Woody would be my ace, Miz would be my second, and Peralta would be my third.
Your all-star is your third.
Yeah, no, at their best, those two are better than he is. I mean, he's good, but at their best. Now, the question is, will they continue that? I also believe, I would think the Brewers are going to wait as long as they can to add a bat because they want to make sure, with Woodruff and the injury and then Miz just being young, that they continue not at the same level, but at a level high enough for them to believe, as I do, that if they remain pitching as they are, they can win the World Series. That's my Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. I say if Woody and Miz, I call them Smoke, remain outstanding for the season, then the Brewers can win the World Series. Agree or disagree? Now, TVV, it's your vote.
I agree. I would give you it's an if because you're talking about those guys maintaining this level of production. For Mizorowski, obviously, first time seeing all these teams. All right, now he's going to go the second time seeing these teams, and how's he going to do? So that's an if. And Woodruff, I don't think anybody under the sun, probably including Brandon Woodruff, thought he could pitch as well as he did in his return to the majors. So that's an if, too, as to whether he can hold up. But you're right. If those two guys are there, Peralta, to me, has pitched like a number one this year.
Yeah.
You can say what you want about his career to this point, but he's pitched like a number one this year for sure. Priester is, his sample size is large enough. Quintana, give me what he gives you the other day. That's just fine. Have a guy like that who can do that. So, yeah, the Brewers could win the World Series if they continue to get this level of pitching. I do agree with you that I think they wait a while on the move that they will make for a bat, because I think it will reveal itself to them how much they're willing to give up. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a move anyway. But it's what are you willing to give up? If these guys stay at that level, then, okay, we're willing to mortgage more.
Yeah. And everybody needs to know that they can hope that there are 3 great Brewer players that were the 3rd overall pick in the draft. Robin Yount, Paul Molitor, and now Andrew Vaughn. People don't know this guy, and imagine how bad he must have been playing for the White Sox to get rid of him after being the 3rd overall pick, the College Player of the Year at Cal Berkeley. And he was okay his first couple of years. This year he was hitting like a pitcher. And there's no way to know how good he is. You know how good he could be, or they thought he could be, when he was drafted the same spot as Robin Yount and Paul Molitor. Take it away,
The White Sox did get Aaron Savali for him, okay? I mean, a guy who wanted to be in that starting pitcher rotation.
Yes, right.
Vaughn, to me, it's already justified.
Yes.
Right?
Have you talked about what's he like?
Hit.
Does he realize he's the Tony Mandrich of the baseball draft that year?
Let's do a little interview, Homer. Why don't you say, Andrew? Why don't you ask me how it's going so far in Milwaukee?
How's it going so far in Milwaukee?
It's going well. I'm happy to be a part of the team.
That's it.
That's what it's like to talk to Andrew.
Yeah, I heard him on it.
Don't look for any expansive
you got to
answer.
get to it. Like, come on. Right? I mean, people got to realize how highly thought of he was coming out of college, right?
I'm baffled by that. He doesn't have the body type of a slugger. He's a shorter guy than you expect. I'm amazed that he was picked at number 3, but with his college the ability and production, I can understand that. And again, it's already justified. If he doesn't have another hit for the Brewers all season long, justified.
I'm amazed the White Sox traded him. I don't care how bad he did. It was way too early, and especially given what they got for him. They got basically what they got for him says they had given up hope on him, right? I mean, that's
half a season of it at that. I mean, Savali's done after this. So I mean, it's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah,
all right,
Brewers will take that, move on.
State law requires me to ask you, or you would have some comment about the Packers. You have 10 seconds.
Here we go. Here it comes. How about that? Here it comes.
You cautiously optimistic, confident? What?
Yeah.
They're going to be better than
category.
Will they win the division? Will they win their division? Do I need to give you a week to think about that?
Yeah, I need.
That's going to be my number one question.
Bold statement.
Yeah, that's the number one thing, because otherwise you're going to be a 6 or 7 seed again, right?
Yeah. I'll wait on that one.
All right.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yes, I am too. Somebody's going to have to be special. Cooper, that's TVV, honoring the great Marquette, I wish. Wisconsin basketball team 2015. They had the great event, and you're going to just keep hearing it, and you should, because they should never be forgotten, and people should say thank you forever. There was that moment they could have won the national title. Next.
Still got some backups out there right now. We've got, first of all, westbound 94 at Moreland Road.